The narrative has flipped for the Oklahoma City Thunder as Kendrick Perkins has come out and said that there are no excuses for this Thunder team led by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Chet Holmgren to make it to the NBA Finals and be the best team out of the Western Conference. And it's kind of crazy considering just 3 months ago when Kendrick Perkins was talking about this team when we lost to the Dallas Mavericks in the Western Conference semifinals, how he was saying, yeah, you can't expect this Thunder team to actually be a title contender for another year or two because they're still young. They still need experience. To all of a sudden, just this offseason, he's saying, yeah, your young guys have to get it done. They have to get it done. It's crazy that he switched up all of a sudden like that because of one signing and then one trade that we made. And I get it. We significantly got better this offseason. A team where you were kind of looking at it like, how can this team get any better? And yet we did somehow. Somehow this team got better. And so I can get where he's coming from. But the switch up is just crazy. How all of a sudden he went to, yeah, I think the Dallas Mavericks are still going to be a better team too. All of a sudden now, oh, Oklahoma City Thunder are for sure the better team. It looks as though he's trying to just stay in the mainstream media. So we're going to kind of break down what he's saying. And I'm not trying to hate on Kendrick Perkins at all. Not saying he's a Thunder legend, but he used to play for the Thunder, put up a solid 4 points per game in the finals as our starting center. Won't ever forgive you for that. But it's just one of those things. I look at it and it's crazy how how fast he switched up, how he was feeling about the Oklahoma City Thunder just even like 2 months ago when we originally had the Hartenstein signing. So it's kind of crazy to me. Before you get all that though, just a quick moment, you recognize if you guys find yourself going back on a regular basis, you enjoy the content here we put out at Thunder Digest, or if you're new to the channel and you like what we're doing here, best way to support the channel is to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. With that out of the way, we can go ahead and get into the video talking about Kendrick Perkins. And it kind of sums it up perfectly in an article I saw over at the Thunder Wire by Clemente Almanza. We're going to go and break that down. And you know, I love Clemente. I love his articles. We're going to go ahead and get right into it right here. And boom, this is what he had to say just real quick. We're going to go and break it down. The added attention is nice. It's a sign of respect from the league that they take the Thunder seriously. But being under the national spotlight has its downsides too. One is sensationalism. ESPN's Kendrick Perkins showed that when he gave the Thunder a pep talk during an NBA Today segment, I don't want to hear about not having expectations. I'm not going to say that part because you guys know how I feel about swearing over here. The expectation is to get it done, Perkins said, at least make it to the NBA Finals. You're the only team in the Western Conference, in my opinion, that checks all the boxes. You have SGA, who's a young superstar in this league. You have Chet, who is going to be a young superstar in this league. You have filled in the blanks of getting Isaiah Hartenstein and Alex Caruso. J-Dub is going to come into his own. You have shooting. Isaiah Joe is a sniper, as Perkins said. You have all the pieces. This is your year to get to the NBA Finals. I don't want to hear nothing else. So he's already going in out here and saying, if we don't make it to the Finals, it's a failed season. All right? That is what Kendrick Perkins truly believes, that if the Thunder somehow don't make it to the NBA Finals, it was a failed season. What did you trade for Caruso for? Why did you trade Giddey? Why did you sign Hartenstein if you're not going to make it to the Finals this season right now? Those expectations are insanely high. All right, a team that just made it to the semifinals, I think we should focus on making it to the next round, the Western Conference Finals, before we have our sights on the NBA Finals. Now, I do believe we have the talent. I believe we have the team to make it to the NBA Finals. But the fact that it went from a team where we're still young, they still need that experience, to all of a sudden, because of one signing and trade, it's, oh, if you don't make the NBA Finals and potentially win it, it's a failure of a season. It's a failure of the season if you don't do that. Kendrick Perkins, just respectfully, I love you to death. You're hilarious. You're great for the entertainment industry. All right, I'll give you that. However, your takes are sometimes just bad. They just are. This one, for example, it's a failure if the Thunder don't make it to the NBA Finals. No, it's a failure if we don't make it past the semifinals. All right, we have to make the finals, the Western Conference Finals this year. All right, that is my expectations for this team, making it to the Western Conference Finals. There's no reason we shouldn't when you look at who we're led by. But the fact Kendrick Perkins is just saying, oh, you have to make it to the NBA Finals or else it's a horrible season, you guys failed, that's not the case whatsoever. And I believe the team shouldn't be listening to outside voices like Kendrick Perkins when they're trying to find their success, all right, what goal they should be aiming for. They should listen to what Sam Presti has laid out in front. He has a clear path to getting back to the promised land and winning a championship for the first time ever for the state of Oklahoma and the city of Oklahoma City. He has his plan set forth. We just need to follow that plan instead of feeding in to all this, attention in the media about, oh, this is what they got to do for it to be a successful season. No, Sam Presti hasn't laid out what a successful season season is. And I believe it's the same goal that I have in mind as well, is it's making the Western Conference Finals, making it past that second round of the playoffs, making it to the third round, and then having a shot at making it to the finals. All right, as long as we make it to the Western Conference Finals, I think that is a success in my book. Now, going into why we could potentially make it all that, all the way there. And he brought it up, Kendrick Perkins brought it up perfectly, talking about our two-star players, arguably our two best players. If you want to throw J-Dub in that mix as well, you can. But realistically, these two guys are our best players. First, of course, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. All right. Averaging 30 points a game, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, block a game, 2 steals a game, 2 turnovers a game, 2.5 fouls per game. Shot 53% from the field. However, he only shot 35% from behind the three-point line. I would like to see that number improve a little bit, as I think that's a little bit low for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Now, I do want him taking more threes. As you can see, 18% of all of his shots are threes. He takes a lot of mid-range jump shots, and he's highly efficient from the mid-range. However, another reason I think, looking back at all the film, looking back at everything in that second round matchup against the Dallas Mavericks, one of the reasons we lost is because we weren't taking a ton of three balls. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, majority of his shots were coming from the mid-range. If we want a chance to actually be the best team in the league, everyone's going to need to take more three-pointers. Yes, we were the best three-point shooting team in the league last season when you go off of field goal percentage. However, I think we finished with the 27th most threes taken. All right? We were really low on that list. All right, we were really low on threes taken. I think we, as a team, we took 1,600. I know we didn't get past 2,000 like a ton of teams did. When you look at the Boston Celtics, I think they're the third best shooting three-point team in the league, and I think they took the second most amount of threes, and they're well over 2,000. So in this league, you're going to have to shoot the three ball quite a bit, and I think with all the players that we have, we can shoot the three ball quite efficiently as well. Like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Yes, he's shooting 35% from behind the three-point line, but as a fact, only 18% of all his shots are three-pointers. Just want to see him take like 2 more three-pointers a game, and that's it, really. All right, just increase those three-pointers by 2 a game, and we'll be good. And he's still young, 6'6", he's got good size. He shoots the three ball well as well, 50% on corner threes, 37% of his shots are assisted on the three ball. Now going into who I think our second best player is, and really our X factor this year, Chet Holmgren. All right. This guy is honestly the deciding factor on whether or not we win a championship or not. 16.5 points per game last season, 8 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 2 blocks a game, half a steal a game, less than 2 turnovers, 2.5 fouls a game, shot 53% from the field and 37% from behind the three-point line. 7'1", 22 years old, by the way, super young guy. All right. It's the fact he put stats like this up in his rookie season. Insane to me. All right. These were insane stats. He was one of the best rim protectors in the league last season already. He's already a top 10 center. A lot of people are considering him being close to that top 5 range, falling anywhere from like 7 to 8. All right. And I think after this season, he could prove that he is a top 5 center in the league. Now, once again, something else that needs to be buffed up a little bit here is his points per game. He's shooting the ball extremely well. I just want to see him shoot the ball more. That's the only thing. I want to see him shoot the ball more. 16.5 points a game isn't going to cut it. We're going to need around 22 points per game from Chet Holmgren. We're also going to need around 25 points per game from J-Dub. All right? We're going to need 3 guys to average at least 20 plus a game. And I think we all have, those 3 guys have the potential to do so. And that is what's going to decide if we make it to the NBA Finals or not. And frankly, if we win it all. That's what will decide it. If those guys are going to shoot the ball more and make more shots. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he needs to take more threes. Chet Holmgren, he just needs to shoot it more. And J-Dub just has to go on a scoring tear. He needs to just keep on slashing to the rim and get to the line even more. That's what J-Dub needs to do. He already shoots the three ball well. He shoots the ball well from the mid-range as well. I just want to see him get to the line even more. That's the thing. He needs to be aggressive. He needs to be physical. But if those 3 guys can average 20-plus points per game, and we have a dynamic duo between Shai and Chet on like a pick-and-roll or pick-and-pop scenario, no reason we can't make it to the NBA Finals. And those 2 guys, maybe even 3 with J-Dub as well, can be all-stars in this upcoming season. That's all I got for this video. Let me know what your guys' personal goals are for the Thunder this season, what you consider a successful season, and if you agree with Kendrick Perkins that if we don't make it to the NBA Finals this season after only making it to the semifinals last year, is it a failure of a season? Let me know what you guys personally think. I'll see you guys in the next video.